We really are beginning to see the impact of changes being made at the post office by the new Postmaster General, who's a big-time donor to President Trump. But this goes well beyond the president's skepticism of mail-in voting to things that really affects people's day-to-day lives, like medical shipping and small businesses that use the post office.
I get my medicine from the Veterans Administration, and most of it is done through the mail. Well, all of it, almost everything is done through the mail right now.
Vietnam Veteran Dennis Robertson also pays his bills by mail, so he feels his very life and livelihood are at risk as the post office slashes overtime, reduces locations, eliminates distribution centers, even hikes shipping prices during the holidays.
This is huge. It's got to be dealt with, and it's got to be dealt with right now.
I am disabled, so almost everything I get through the mail.
Helen Morley shares those concerns, not just as someone who's largely confined to her Manhattan apartment, but as a small business owner who sells used clothing. She says pickups and deliveries have been inconsistent of late.
I've had to give refunds because people are not getting the product that I have sent out. This slowdown has been horrific.
Postmaster General Louis DeJoy, a big-time Republican and President Trump donor with ties to private shipping, is now in charge at the post office. He claims the restructuring he's doing is because of a budget crunch, not because of the president's skepticism over mail-in voting. But it's hard to believe the issues are not related. Just yesterday, President Trump admitted on Fox News he was against two requests by Democrats that include $25 billion to help the post office with mail during the coming election.
But if they don't get those two items, that means you can't have universal mail-in voting because they're not equipped to have it.
The president has since pulled back those comments and said he'd consider post office funding as part of ongoing stimulus negotiations. But Democrats, like Queens Congresswoman Grace Meng, says once again the president has said the quiet part out loud. She says DeJoy needs to resign.
He's literally preventing Americans from getting their mail, from medicines to payments to their ballots. It is outrageous that they are mishandling the Postal Service in this manner.
It really doesn't appear that Democrats or anyone else have any recourse against changes being made to the post office. In talking to local New York election officials, they say the best way to guarantee your vote counts this November is to get your absentee ballot as soon as possible and perhaps even drop it off at an early voting location if you can find the time. That's absolutely legal in this state. Henry Rossoff, Pix 11 News.